Hey, welcome back to Check Out the Rileys. We got a awesome show for you guys tonight. We are talking to someone who had an issue with the Filipina, and we do have my fellow YouTuber, TikToker, all star Philippines on demand in here with us today. Thank you, POD, for
I'll have
coming
what
in.
you're having.
Yeah, hey, I don't
Mm.
know what was in this, but my kids made it for me.
Yeah, you lost me when you said All Star.
All star.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But we're on two platforms tonight. Or we should be anyways. We're on YouTube and we also are streaming over on Facebook. So if you're over on Facebook and you see this, feel free to come on over to YouTube so we can see your comments and questions and all that kind of good stuff. Um, but tonight's show, as you guys know, myself, I am married to a Filipina, and POD. How about you?
Same.
Same,
Lovely
same.
Philippine.
So we're not here to bash on Filipinas. We're not here to say all of them are bad or all of them are scammers or all of them are all in this one basket. But it is important for us to put it out there sometimes when we know something is happening to another person, we should expose it, and that's kind of what we're doing tonight. We're gonna let him tell his own story. um we have seen different things in this story, so we've tried to verify it as much as possible through text messages and chat log and different things. So it's also, I want to point out, hey Ronnie, welcome in. I also want to point out that we have been in contact with the young lady in question. We have given her every opportunity to be a part of this, um, but have my wife talk to her and her do her own show, etc. And as of today, she has turned us down at every attempt. Last contact with her, she told us that it's fixed, whatever that means. So um, we take it how we are. Hello, hello, welcome in,
Well,
Kevin Rock. Yeah. So we will bring up our our person we're talking to tonight here in just a few moments. We'll let him get back in the saddle, if you will. He's trying to find an address. So I don't know
Captain
if you
Billy
can,
Jack, welcome.
Captain. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you guys. Yeah, and if you
Captain
guys
Kevin and
have a
Ronnie.
community, share us out.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. Share us
Shelda,
out to your neighbors.
welcome in, Shelda.
Welcome back. I forgot to get this a rolling
All
just in
right,
case.
you roll that, and Ronnie, welcome in, Ronnie Williamson. Kevin, welcome. Captain Billy Jack, welcome in. Glad to have you. And Chelda, welcome everybody to check out the Rileys.
We are doing something different tonight. We are really getting into the meat and potatoes of Philippines. What goes down here? Now we know it's not always the Filipina that is scamming. Okay, it's not just a one-sided affair. If you
Right.
guys were at this morning's show, we did talk about different ways that both sides scam each other, right? The guys scam and the girls scam, the guys scam and somebody in a whole different country will put out a fake profile and they'll scam. So there's a lot of different scams going on, and we just kind of got yeah. Yesterday was a
The
pre.
pregame show.
That is
Uh,
right. All right. Let's go ahead and bring up Vinny. It looks like he is ready to roll.
there's the man.
Hello, Vinny. Welcome to Check Out the Rileys. We appreciate you coming live with us today and telling everybody your story. And
No
uh,
problem.
we definitely appreciate it. You know, it's anytime it's us guys, right? You know, it's hard to talk about sometimes. Like I got. You know what I'm saying? That's a hard subject for anybody to talk about. Whether
It's
it's
embarrassing when you're an intelligent man and you can
right
It,
taken,
be
right,
stupid.
intelligence has nothing to do with it.
right,
Uh, yeah, the best of everybody can get had. You know,
right.
there's
Yeah.
people that are really good at it. On behalf of Check Out the Rileys, welcome in Lisa D, everybody else that we greeted. Hazel, welcome. So yeah,
Thank you for being here. Yeah, it's so we definitely admire you, and we are all thankful that you would take the time to come up and tell your story in front of the world. You're not covering up your face. You're not going by a fake identity. You're not hiding behind a different picture or anything like that. You're bold. You know what went down. You feel confident and uh, that you tried to do everything correctly, and now you get to tell that story exactly what happened, how it happened, and let's uh let's start off. Well, I'll let POD greet everybody that came in. We just had a huge surge of people.
yeah, we got Ronnie Williamson that came in, Tim Diziak, Lisa D, welcome, Jack Redmond, good to see you. Welcome back, Hazel and Gelda. Thank you for coming in. Ronnie Williamson, thank you so much. Captain is in the house. Captain Billy Jack. Thank you everybody for being here.
Thanks again, POD. Um, Vinny, if you don't mind telling us, kind of how did you meet this particular Filipino? Was it on a dating site? Was it on a somebody referred you? Kind of how did you first contact with her?
I was scrolling TikTok, just scrolling, and I came across her singing. So I stopped to listen. Thought it was pretty decent. A couple hours later, scrolling again, she had a live chat. I went in there. I said hi. She spoke a little bit to English to me. Said that she didn't speak English very well, and I said that's fine. I just wanted to say hi. And then I just kind of left the chat. And then I multiple times over the next week or so, I would bump into her chat. Like it would come up on my feed as I'm scrolling, and I'd start to joke a little bit and say hi once in a while. And then February 15th, I seen a video that she had posted that she was upset and crying and whatnot, and I was like, wow, this is a really attractive woman that's crying. Like it doesn't make sense to me, and my heart kind of just went, oh. So I messaged her. I said, listen, so I have nobody in life. I have no family, no kids, no nothing. If you ever need someone just to vent to that you don't know and you've never met, but you just need to get something off your chest, by all means, contact me. I said, I'm never ever doing anything, and I wouldn't mind having someone to chat with. So no response to that for about a week or two. And then all of a sudden, I get a response, uh, and she thanked me and whatnot. And she had asked me a few things about myself, and we started to begin a little bit of a conversation over the next couple of days. And then how can I say that? And then she had said to me, that she had never dated an American and that she'd be interested. And I said, how old are you? And she told me. And I said, well, I think that age gap is a little too big for myself. I said, I don't think that's really good. And she says, well, age is only a number. And I kept hearing that on the internet, obviously through the Filipino sites, age is only a number.
Sure.
So she had my interest. We spoke a little bit, and she had basically asked me, like, what did I have to offer her, being an older American, compared to what I was going to get out of the relationship, kind of a deal. And we had some
Sure.
good chats, and all of a sudden it just formed a relationship
Okay.
that kind of moved on, I guess. I don't
Welcome
know.
in. Excuse me. Welcome in How to Hawaiian and Alone.
Oh, yeah, Alone, you might have missed our opening statement, but again, we have reached out to the Filipina in question. We know there's definitely two sides to every story. We've given her every opportunity to talk to us, to have a interview with another Filipina, not us guys up here, but able to tell her own story. And she has declined every offer up to this point. So we've tried, we've reached out, we've tried to talk to her. Um, you know, that's all we can do. We can only try. Okay. So at this point, she's not interested. Um, and you guys, we're not judging. We're not saying, hey, this is the way it is. This is, you know, everything is black and white. We're not saying that stuff. We don't believe every Filipina is a scam artist. We don't believe that every American, they all get scammed or anything like that. There's Americans that scam in the Filipinas. So we know it's a two-way street here. It's not just one-sided, one way, one everything. Okay.
I'll even interject there, Bam, for a second, and I'll say that
Sure.
there's three sides to the story. There's going to be her side, my side, and somewhere in the middle, because even my side is my perception of what happened. I'm not going to say that I'm going to be 100% factual of the fact that, I'm just telling you what I remember and how I hear it and how I felt it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And
Right.
and what evidence I have. So there's three sides,
Sure.
obviously.
Definitely. I totally agree with you. POD, anything you want to add to that?
No, I think you covered it quite well. We're not sitting in judgment, and we're not saying all Filipinos are bad just because, be quite honest with you, I wasn't there. I have no idea what happened,
I'm not even going to say that she set out to do it on purpose. I'm going to say that I'm just going to tell you what happened, and you guys can make your own perception of what you think she did. Not me. I'm not going to say. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we built the relationship, and it was going good. Now, as it started to fall apart, here's how I seen things, and this is how it all kind of done. Within 30 days of the relationship, I was approached that she had a family problem. And I said, okay. I said, well, what is it? Because she looked very stressed out. And at this point, I'm very into her. So, I mean, oh, you're very stressed out. And she's like, yeah. She says, my sister is in the hospital with her child and she can't get out unless she pays the bill. And I said, oh. So I'm like, what do I do here? I'm kind of confused. I want to be helpful. I mean, we can do that from here, So the sister contacted me. She says, this is how much the bill is. Can you help? I said, you know what? I said, how much money can you guys get together? How much money can you get together? Maybe I can help a little. Well, they couldn't really do anything. So I had them all in a group chat. I guess it is a family group chat.
Sure.
And I said to them, I said, you know what? I'll take care of this just to get her home or whatever. Now, the amount was way higher than what I gave because I said I'd cover half. But somehow she got out of the hospital, if that makes sense.
No.
So, so that was the beginning of it. And now I'm in this group chat, and now I've had almost every family member, for one reason or another, message me, whether it was for cough syrup or a mosquito bite the kid, that the kid's not feeling well. Just little bits of money, not nothing major, nothing that me and you or anybody else in North America would really look at. And they were kind of doing that kind of a thing for a while. And then it just, one day she said, oh, I don't have, well, I didn't get a gift in the live. I said, well, I'm out of coins. She goes, you can just send me a gift. I said, oh, okay. So I sent her a gift. And a couple of weeks later or something, she needed money for the internet. And I said, man, I just gave you a gift. Why you didn't cover your internet? And she goes, well, I still have that money. I said, well, what do you mean you still have that money? You said you needed it for something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but she still had it. She goes, I'll send it back to you if you need it, she said. And I said, well, to send it back, don't worry about it, kind of a deal. It's not really that important to me. And she said, I was just testing you to see if you'd give it to me that day. Now, I didn't really pick up on that at the time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm like, all right, cool. I said, it don't really matter. And then the bills just kept coming. Every time we'd argue, there'd be some stress point in her life that needed to be fixed.
Right.
And it wasn't always that she would directly ask me, but she would. Well, I want to call it like a relationship crime that we have in North America, is where they just kind of bleed you slowly without really asking. That's kind of how it felt. And yeah, the last time was her father. She said, we got to end our relationship. I said, well, why do we have to end our relationship? Because of your dad's financial problems. I said, can you explain to me how he even got into this position with a man that doesn't really have a job, that has a loan? None of it really made sense. But then another sister come forward with paperwork for this loan that he got from an employer or something. I still to this day don't really understand it, but I've seen the paperwork and what they owed. And I said to her, I said, if I get rid of this, can you just get normal, like just kind of relax kind of deal? She says, well, it would be a big help. So I said, I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I said, you got to give me some time to figure it out, because it was a larger sum of money. Not something I had, just out of my pocket. So a couple of days went by. She sent me a text message, which I think I've sent to both of you. And she said, if you want to prove yourself to me, get me out of here, where she's an OFW abroad. She goes, get me out of here and pay that debt. So me, I'm like, okay, I will do it, because the stress, I didn't want her stressed. I don't want me stressed, and I don't understand what's really going on. And I figured it was just the right thing to do. And I did that. And then again, there was weekly stuff, constantly asking. Some of it internet, I understand, I pay that, I want to talk to her. I mean, that's neither here nor there. Then she started saying her employer wasn't feeding her, so I would send her boxes of food every week on a weekly. I sent her some clothing and stuff from Canada. I tried to meet every need she had, and that's the thing she said to me. She says, if you're going to be with me, you're going to make sure I have all my needs. And I said, well, I guess that's fair, And a couple of weeks ago, it was school supplies. She says, you don't care about my kids. You don't ask about them, but they need school supplies. I said, okay. I said, what do you want me to do here? She goes, they need school supplies. I said, all right. I said, I'll cover that. I said, how much do you think you need? She gave me a number. I said, all right. I said, make sure you do it. At first, though, I said to her, I said, why don't we do this online together so I can see what you're buying? And she got really offended. She goes, you don't trust me with money or your credit card. And I said, well, no. No, I said, I would rather just directly give you the money out, not my credit card. And she says, oh, okay, fine, we'll do it that way. So she got some school supplies or whatever for the kids. And then what else happened? Oh, and then I contacted BAM, because all of a sudden everything was smooth for about 3 days. It was almost every 3 to 4 days. Everything was going good, and all of a sudden she says, my kid's got a growth on his head. I said, what? So she sent me a picture, and I said, well, what are you doing about that? And she said, well, there's not much we can do. She goes, I don't have any savings to get medication or whatever. I said, you have to have something because I've given you money over the period of time. And she goes, well, maybe I can get the medication. So she got some medication. It didn't work. And I said, why has that kid not been in a hospital yet? And she goes, well, we can't afford it. So I contacted BAM. I said, how much for a regular checkup it would be in a hospital down there? And he gave me a number I was comfortable with. And I said to her, I said, here, I said, take the kid to the hospital. Child's never been to the hospital before. I don't even believe the child ever had the growth on the head at this point. I think it might have been a doctored picture or something.
Right.
Because there wasn't enough caring there for her child to. I mean, if that was my kid, there'd be no question that kid would be in the hospital right away. Like
something. That would be bad.
Yeah, hold that thought. Let me get caught up with the chat if it's okay, Bill. Before I get too far behind, I want to welcome in Song for Anna, Nils, and the Scotty B Show, Wayne's Adventure. Thank you, and thanks to all of you for coming in on behalf of Check Out the Rileys.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys can share us out on different platforms, and even when this video is just a video, don't forget to share it out to people that might be going through something similar. If some of these things that he's saying is tickling a little bit, you heard something similar from somebody else going through this, share this out. Maybe this is enough to wake somebody else up to their situation that they're going through now. So we'll continue to listen to Vinny's story here, and again, thank you, Vinny, for sharing. And I know it's like you said, kind of bleeding you, if you will. Over here, I think they call it a milking scam, where they they start off with they got that little drip going. They get the let me see if I can get this out of them. Now let me try this one. Now let me try, and it just keeps growing from there. And then it's always the family emergency. And I was shocked now hearing that you were in a chat with the entire family. That would have been enough to make me.
It was the entire family, and out of the whole family, there's 10 siblings. Only one of them never approached me for money.
Wow.
So, yeah. Wow. And like this might go all over the place because my thoughts are all over the place right now in my head. But I know when, like, as far as how she went about it, I now look back at it now because she almost told me the truth through the relationship, and I didn't see it. If that makes sense to you guys. Okay. Because she said to me, she says, you were in POD's room. You were in this room and that room chatting. And I said, well, that's funny because I mean, at that point, I didn't even know her screen name. You know what I mean? I didn't know really who she was. But she had taken screenshots of me in all those rooms. And she showed me. She goes, see, I'm always watching you. So really? So in that sense, I feel I was targeted because I speak openly about my situation when I came in on the line that I was looking for a wife, and I wanted someone who wanted to stay in the Philippines, and I was willing to do whatever, And so she kind of targeted me that way. So I started calling her Mushroom, if that makes sense, because I used to say you're shady and you're in the dark, like you're always behind the scenes. Because she'd come up with all kinds of stuff. Like if I was in a room chatting, she'd screenshot it, send it to me. She goes, I know you were over there. Okay. Well, I wasn't doing anything wrong. She goes, no, I just letting you know I know where you are. You are. Okay. So through the relationship, it was all kind of like that. It was kind of really weird. But I didn't think nothing of it because she's a little younger and, whatever. I don't know how people are today. And this is my first time dating after 20 some odd years of marriage. So to me, it was a big eye opener. So then when one of the last days there, when I added it all up, I sent you guys a screenshot of me writing all the numbers down for the month. So I was trying to figure out where all my money was, kind of deal, which is what any responsible person does. I think when they do their finances every month, they try to figure out where everything went. That's what I do. And I took a picture of it and I sent it to her. I said, look at the money I'm going through. I said, we got to slow this down a little bit. I said, for now on, I concentrate on just you and your kids. No more family. And she goes, oh, if you're adding it up, then you don't care and love me. I said, well, hold on. This has got nothing to do with love or caring about you. This is about my financial situation in life. This is my money I normally invest every month, but I'm just, trying to be a good person and do the right thing for her. And because I want to be supportive, and her big thing was to give effort. She didn't want someone who didn't give effort. So once she's seen that and said that I no longer cared about her because I was adding up the numbers, then it started to dwindle off again. She was blocking, deleting, hiding, doing things. And then when she said Bam approached her, she texted me right away and said, well, if you don't talk to him, we can get back together. We can take all of our stuff off social media. Well, yeah, why wouldn't you want to hide it? You're about to get shown to the world. You know what I mean? Like, it was just insane. And she made a video the day that she finally kind of deleted and blocked me. She made 2 or 3 videos just saying how I was, the most impressive man she ever met and stuff like this. And she's always doing a lot to get her numbers up on social media and show the relationship in a very positive point. Well, in the background, basically driving me crazy, where I'm talking to her sister, almost, I would say, multiple times a day about her mental health and everything. Because I actually thought she had some major depression issues and stuff by the way she was acting and reacting to everything that was going on. And I did what most Americans would do, and I tried to throw money at the problem because it's the easiest solution from where I am at. It is crazy.
So
Nils,
Vinny, go ahead.
Nils has a question. She wants to know where she's from. Do you care to answer that, or how do you want to answer that?
The only thing I will say is she's from Zamboanga del Sur. I will not give where she actually lives. I do have that information, but no.
Okay. So be careful. I know she's probably not the only one that's in the area that might be doing something like this. Just like there is guys that go around and they sell how to scam the Filipina. It's the same thing with the Filipinas. They get together, they talk about it, they're in chat groups, they're saying, this is how we do it, this is what you need to say, this is how we do it. Here, if you're having problems with them doing this, you say this to them. Yeah, some of the different things that Vinny has said here are, if you ask me, if Vinny would have came to me and say, hey, if she's saying this to me, does that sound right? I'd have been like, I'm the guy that grabs the red flag and I start waving it in front of people's face, like, hey, that's a big red flag right there, partner, and then, but when you're deep into the relationship, like Vinny was at that time, that, you can't see that red flag. Hindsight, Vinny is probably saying, oh man, that red flag was smacking me in my face a couple times, and why didn't I see it? Right, Vinny?
Well, I got really annoyed with the whole thing, red flag, because I think every relationship's different myself. I mean, what might be a red flag in one might not be in another, but because I don't know, I don't really understand it all, but I do see a lot of things now that I wish I would have seen before. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'd like to expound on that, but before I do, How to Hawaiian says, when in an LDR, giving financial support is about the only way to help. It's said that people are taking advantage of good-hearted people. And
exactly.
Captain Billy Jack, big thumbs up on that. I'm not going to read your comment, but I agree with you.
That's where the whole emotional theft is to me. Like it's not like everyone says, well, did you always ask? No, No, because you don't have to. You're in a relationship, and when you have a problem and you're talking, and they know your emotional state with them, they know they can manipulate you into doing anything they want. And I mean,
Mhm.
she did. She did very well at it.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly. It's emotional scamming. It's emotional scamming. I'm going to paint it with a broad brush. I'm not just talking about this young lady, because there are many out there that do it. But before I make my comment, the vast majority of Filipinas would never resort to something like this.
yeah,
That's a small percentile of people that do that here. So, having said that, that's exactly the telltale signs of a scammer in general throughout the world. They start out
yeah,
small. It's kind of like a hit and run. They hit you with, oh, I need milk for my kid, or I need medicine, or I would love to talk to you, but I need load for my cell phone, or I need a new phone. And so
yeah,
it starts out small and then it increases, and they're like, oh, okay, he's willing, I can get this out of him. I'm gonna go back and draw some more blood. And then the
yeah,
requests and the demands become bigger. And when you have somebody that tells you that they're always watching you and taking screenshots of you, they're studying you.
yeah.
They're
That's exactly what
studying you.
was. Yeah,
She's thinking to herself, oh, I might be able to maybe perhaps get something out of this guy. He
yeah,
seems kind of like soft-hearted. I mean, you're alone, you're by yourself, and maybe a little lonely, always on the road, always working hard. Like Bam said, a target, like you said, a target. Um, so a lot of the stuff I agree with Bam. The stuff that you were telling us, if you initially would have came to us and said, these are the things she's saying to me, we would have automatically and told you right away, shut it down. Shut it down.
yeah,
When a woman
No,
is in a relationship, a good traditional Filipina would never ask that of you, nor demand it. Sounds like
yeah,
she was very demanding. A traditional Filipina, a good Filipina, would never do that because they're proud.
yeah. I like that comment there, Don. Protecting the cash cow. You
Yeah.
don't know how true that is. Yeah,
yeah. Making sure he's
that's
not grazing in any other pastures. She want to make sure your dollar is headed her way and only her way, right?
well. Here's the protection of the cash cow. I'm actually going to comment on this because I found this kind of weird and interesting. This might make me sound kind of bad, but at the same time, maybe you guys can understand. Um, I was going through a divorce up until a couple of days ago. So when I came on the TikTok, uh, the young lady that we're talking about, she asked me if I had Facebook, and I said no because I had shut my Facebook down because I didn't know who my friends were during my divorce. If that makes sense to you guys are older. There's a lot of money involved, so
Sure.
I shut my Facebook down. And she says, "Well, you need Facebook." I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, maybe I'll figure it out." And honestly, I don't know a whole lot about the internet that way. So I have a friend who I met before this girl, and I said to her, I said, "Listen, my girl really wants me to have Facebook. Could you help me get a Facebook going?" And she goes, "Yeah, sure. I'll set it up for you." So she set me up a Facebook. The next day, I get a hold of this girl that I'm dating, and I said, "Hey, I finally got a Facebook." She goes, "Where did you get it?" I said, "Well," I said, "My friend, I won't say her name, helped me set it up." She goes, "Don't you ever ask another woman to do anything for you. That's my job." She goes, "You're not going to use that Facebook at all." She says, "Delete it right now." She goes, "I'll make one for you." Now, I just made that Facebook and it took me a little while. Within minutes, she had a brand new profile Facebook for me. And she
Mm.
said, here's your new Facebook. So she gave me Facebook and Messenger within 5 or 10 minutes. And she kept all the passwords. Me not knowing that I could change them or do anything, I left it be. And I really didn't care. I didn't have anything to hide. So she used one thing to say that to break up kind of a deal. at the end here, because I was speaking to that friend on Messenger, the one that made the first account for me. And she said she had earlier in our relationship, she said she didn't like that girl. And I said, well, that's not really fair. You don't know her, for one. I said, two, she's a friend, and only a friend. And she says, and I said to her, I said, do you want me to delete her off my stuff? And she goes, no. She goes, you don't have to delete her. Just don't talk to her in the personal. You can talk to her in the chat rooms and stuff, but not in the personal. So throughout the relationship, I never spoke to that girl during the relationship. Now, when she delete, block, and tell me, it's over, I would open that up because it's the only friend I had that was female to speak to about these issues. You know what I mean? With my own issues. It's my right to have a friend.
Sure.
And I would speak to her because her boyfriend is actually near me here in Canada. So we'd often talk about that when we were talking before the relationship. So I spoke to her. So the day, I hate to laugh, I have to find it funny, I just lose my mind. The day that everything kind of blew up, she had finally told me that she wanted nothing more. It was done, completely done. Her sister said, yeah, I think it's done. And I said, okay. And she says, go meet somebody else, go do whatever. Well, I added 2 people to my list just to chat. I just met them that day, put them in the thing. And within minutes, my phone blew up. She's yelling and screaming at me. How dare you talk to other women? I said, whoa, 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 whoa. I said, you just got rid of me. Like, you literally deleted me off every platform, And she goes, oh, yeah. She goes, I read everything in your Facebook, messengers or whatever. And I said, well, there's nothing there that should make you mad. You know what I mean? She goes, you were talking to that girl again. And I said, yeah, but if you look at when I was talking to her and look at the days that you blocked me or deleted me or told me it was over, I never did it during the relationship, and it was all friendly. There was no flirting. There's never flirting. This girl and me, to me, she looked like a boy. Like, I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean that I never looked at her in any other way. We're just friends. So somehow this girl was just so twisted that she couldn't get that through her head at all.
Wow. Want to welcome in Margie Lynn Garcia. I'm not going to read it word for word, but basically Margie Lynn says, winning an LDR, never give money to a girl before you meet them. If you got to meet them in person, find out if you really truly love one another, then it's okay to go on and support the girl, in whatever way, the man chooses, which is very true. But it's natural. Margie Lynn, I will say this. American men, Western men, by nature, we're protective. We're very caring and protective of the special person in our lives. So it's natural that we would want to help the person that we love and we think and believe that loves us, So it's a natural occurrence. And Vinny said at the top that he feels kind of like awkward or whatever, I don't know the word to use, that he's too smart for this. Well, smart has nothing to do with it. It doesn't matter how smart a person is. These scammers, wherever they come from, play on the emotionality of a person. And if they think that they got you, they'll stalk you. They will watch you. They will learn a little bit about you. And then it starts with the hit and run. I need milk. I need load, stuff like that. Welcome in, Myrna. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah,
we all get it. We all.
I honestly, I was blinded by her beauty, and I still to this day I have a hard time believing that she didn't love me. It's hard to wrap your head around, because what you see and feel, and then what you see and feel after the fact, it's totally different. Like, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. I want to invite my viewers on TikTok. If you're watching me here on TikTok, go over, check out the Rileys on YouTube. Check out the Rileys on YouTube. and we're hosting a very, very informative show about scamming in general. So come on over to YouTube, check out the Rileys. Sorry, Vinny.
That's all right.
You're
That's
fine.
I don't even know where to go here.
Yeah.
Well,
Captain
looks like we
Billy
got
Jack
somebody else
says,
in.
guys, never give more than you can afford. In other words,
Oh.
never give more money
Oh.
than you can afford to lose. You know?
Well, and
Kinda
that's just
like
it.
gambling.
I honestly, the money is not. I don't care about the money. It's the emotional damage that was done.
Sure.
I don't. The money's. I don't know.
It's just ordinary.
Yeah.
It's just, it's the whole package. Like my wife always tells me, it's a full package. It's not about one thing that happened. It's about all the stuff along the way, all the uh, messing with your emotions, messing with your mind, messing with your heart, messing with your, senses of should I be doing this? Should I not? I mean, she played you on many different levels, and
Oh yeah.
her
Well,
reward was financial, but you know, you lost more than just financially, right? You
oh
lost,
yeah.
your trust and this type of
Oh,
relationship for now and all this type of stuff.
and the trust thing. I'm telling you right now. You guys talk about red flags. My new one now is trust. This hurt my head through the whole relationship. She said I don't trust. She goes. I don't have trust for her. That's what she said. I don't trust her. And I kept saying to her, I said, well, I trust you because one, I never planned on getting divorced. Okay, because in Canada, unless you're going to get married again, it really don't matter. You know what I mean? But for her, I was willing to marry her. You know, I told her if everything works fine, I'll come meet you and we'll do whatever we got to do. So I filed for my divorce, and she goes, "Well, I don't believe that." So I took the phone with me live on I think it was WhatsApp or Messenger, to the courthouse, which would be a government office, I guess, in the Philippines, and filled out the papers with her on the phone with me, stamped, paid for everything, did everything. I did it through the whole process to show her,
Wow.
and I paid everything and done everything, and basically everything I ever did that she questioned, and I brought her with me. I literally had her on the phone. I've had her on the phone for 16 or more hours at a time. You know what I mean? And she kept saying, "Oh, you don't trust, you don't trust." I said, "Look," I said, "I don't understand how you can say I don't trust you. I'm willing to leave my country. I've never been to yours. I'm willing to live in your country. Never been to yours. You know what I mean? I put my house up for sale. I put my divorce in motion. I said, if I don't trust you, I'm giving you my whole future. How is that not trust?" I literally handed her my whole financial life and said, "I'm hoping you're for real because I'm going to take this change for you and your kids and better their lives. And hopefully I'm going to have a family out of it. That's my, I mean, that's my benefit. I get a family because again, I have no family. I even, she questioned me about my family. She said, "Well, why don't you have family?" And I said, "Listen, my grandparents are dead. My parents are passed." I said, "I have two sisters I don't talk to because we were all separated at a very young age, right?" And she couldn't get that through her head. I literally, and it bothered me so bad, I took her to my parents' gravesite on the phone to show her. And I hadn't been back there in years because it hurts. You know what I mean? It's not a place I like to go.
Sure.
But I tried everything to show effort to this woman to make sure she knew that I was for real. Now she had a lot of doubt in me because one, I did, I had my Facebook, my original Facebook hidden. There's a lot of things I wouldn't talk about until my papers for my divorce come in because I didn't want anything to mess with that. That's a financial thing. But always honest to her day by day. And if I couldn't give it a straight answer, I would give her the most honest answer I could at the time and explain to her why she got this answer. I did everything I could possibly think of, So I don't know.
How to
Very
Hawaiian
frustrating.
says, yeah, it is. I can imagine. How to Hawaiian says the internet basically has ruined a lot of things for people, leaves people jaded. Totally agree with that. Captain Billy Jack is talking about Western men are fed up with Western women. Hasn't, it's not even funny. Yeah, I'm one of them, and How to Hawaiian says it should never be that one-sided. As a matter of fact, she should have been doing a little bit of proving to you too. So basically what H2H says, Vinny, you didn't do anything wrong, bro. Yeah. So basically what you've been going through, Vinny, it's happened to a lot of people. And like Riley said, kudos to you, because a lot of people would want to hide and not admit that they got scammed,
No, you know what?
And kudos.
I'm an open book.
Yeah. Kudos to you, man, for stepping up and telling your story.
Yeah. That's another thing too, like that I found kind of odd. When I first started relations with her, she called me and she said, "Oh, your ex-wife is very pretty." I said, "Well, how would you know that?" She had actually Googled to find my ex-wife to take a look at her, and then sent me a picture of my ex-wife. And I thought, okay, well, she's curious to know what I was dating before. I didn't think nothing of it. But then she Googled all the social media platforms she could think of. She told me I had a bunch of accounts, which I could have back in when the internet first started. I have no idea. But she knew more about my background on the computer than I did. Like certain apps where I might have downloaded like Snapchat for 5 minutes, figured it wasn't for me, and then never used it again. She showed it all to me. So she literally spent her whole time dating me, investigating me. If that makes sense. It doesn't make sense to me. I spent all my time just trying to be with her.
Broad brush again. That's what scammers do. Scammers will research a potential target. I failed to mention Shobi Chapa. Welcome in to Check Out the Rileys.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely. It's them being more savvy to different sites, different things on the internet. That kind of is a telltale sign of
I'm just
kind of tell a good story what you think you'll do as far as what happens and what they do. I mean, how many other guys has she researched?
Yeah,
I was just saying that she might have researched a lot of different people, a lot of guys, a lot of, if she's that savvy to be able to find all your past, all the different things that she's looking into for you. If she's that savvy, it doesn't sound like, she's a rookie, if you know what I'm saying. So,
And you know what, Bam? This is one thing that tipped me off, that I thought maybe she wasn't a rookie either, because obviously with all that time spent on the phone, anyone that's been in an LDR, you have intimate moments on the phone, like you're a couple kind of a deal. And her lingo was American like ours. And I said to her, I said, where do you learn all this? Because I mean, I've been on the Philippine side of things here, listening to everybody. I don't know what, this is in Filipino, or what I'm saying, all that kind of stuff. But she know all of our lingo like that. And it wasn't just like the lingo that you'd hear on TV. It's our lingo, the stuff we use on the street in California, in Toronto, Canada, everywhere. So to me, and I even asked her, I said, have you ever spoke to him or, before, a North American guy? She goes, no, I've never dated one or talked to one. So then I go through her friends list, and there's her now. You know what I mean? It's I don't know.
Welcome in the professor. Welcome, professor.
Volume is at 70%.
It's also, now that you mention that, all that slang and all that kind of talk that is out there. Even my wife has lived in the U.S. and I can't say she knows, all that. She wouldn't have been exposed to all that unless she's talking to multiple people from different areas, from different, you know what I'm saying? It's probably she's talked to so many that she's got it down. She really knows what, because like you said, it's not like movie. She
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
watch
you know what I'm
Dumb and
talking
Dumber
about.
like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
right?
Well, here's
Well,
another thing that I noticed too. And when I first come across her profile, she had, we'll say 20 videos, and they were all family oriented, very sincere, very nice videos. Things that most guys would stop, look at, appreciate, and move on, kind of deal. Not sexy, not bad mouth, nothing trashy, anything. They were nice quality, good stuff. Now,
mhm.
I got it. After the fact, in that video, in one of her videos, she had a sundress on. And when we first talked, she says, "I don't do any of that stuff you American guys like." That's what she said. And I kind of took offense to that because I don't think we're all the same. So she says, "I have one nice dress. I can make a nice picture for you or something." I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "Well, if you feel obligated to give me a nice picture of you in a dress, that's great, you know." So after this all happens, now she has a lot of clothes now, a lot of really nice stuff, nice shoes, extra phones, all kinds of stuff. And every time that she would break with me for a week, more videos would show up, but they're all back years ago. You know what I mean? And it's all different material that would have never attracted me to her. You know what I'm saying? And now
Yeah.
her whole thing is, you can tell it's Americanized. If you understand what I mean by that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
This wasn't the
You're
girl
not her.
that lured me in.
You're not her first rodeo,
I don't think so.
and you won't be the last.
No.
Now,
No, no.
All of these traits, all these things that you were mentioning, are telltale signs of scamming. And I'm talking about scamming across the board. Though these things that all of these things that you were mentioning are telltale signs of scamming. All of it, everything that you've mentioned.
even at
I
a
do,
at a next level, it's not
yeah.
your first time trying to see what she can play, but this is somebody that's got it. She
Well,
This
knows
is
what
high
she
level.
even with the Messenger WhatsApp, like, she wanted to get me over on Messenger because her WhatsApp was so busy that I'd ask her, like, "Wow, you get a lot of calls on there, like, just make a conversation." So she wanted to move me over to Messenger so that we wouldn't be on
Yeah.
WhatsApp. And then she had two phones. And then later on, she said her one phone wasn't working very well. And this is just before, again, here comes some money, which I didn't see coming, but that's what happened. So
Mhm.
the what do you call that? She says to me, she goes, "Oh, my madame gave me a iPhone and an iPad." I said, "Your madame gave you an iPhone and an iPad. I don't know how much less they are where she is, but I know the cost of them in North America, and that's 3 months of her wages just for the iPad, probably.
Mhm.
So there's no way I can see a madame giving her that." And when I questioned her on it, there was an argument and a fight.
Of course.
Why do you question it? Oh,
Yeah. I do want to make comment on something that you said about her wanting to get you into Messenger. For guys that are watching this, maybe on playback, everybody in here is very privy and savvy to what's going on. But for these guys that engage for the first time in a relationship in an LDR, and you meet a girl in a dating site, they're going to want to quickly try to move you out of the dating site in the Messenger. So why is that? Well, because the dating site is designed to detect eventual scammers. The algorithms will pluck them out. Eventually, the algorithms will detect scamming and they will shut it down. That's why a lot of scammers will try to move you out of a dating site into Messenger. And I want to just comment on read a comment here to Vinny from Myrna. Myrna says, "Sir Vinny, if the Filipina act that way, she don't trust you."
Right.
You know,
That's fine.
I
Filipino
don't
with
know.
attitude, everybody. I got a break, and I got to say hi to the wife when she walks in. Hey, what's going
Ooh,
on?
yeah.
Filipino with attitudes in the house. And bro,
Well,
Professor, thank you for the blessing. We definitely appreciate it. It's good to see you in here. It's been a few weeks, I think, since last I seen you. Thank you for yeah. Sorry about that, Vinny. Yeah, Professor's got a good one, and soon he'll be over here rubbing his elbows in the sand, and yeah, we only hope the best, right?
right. So let me ask Vinny. Let me ask you this: Did she try? Did then she came up with all the reason why she wanted to break up and blocked you and all this other stuff? Did she try? Now, did she? It must have really twisted your mind. Did she try getting back with you?
Yes, she's tried several times. Like I said, even after Bam contacted her apparently, but apparently I hear it was the other way around. She had said, we can work on this if we take it off social media, and we can do certain things. I don't know. My head was just spinning. And then I said, listen, I think this is all a scam. And then she lost her mind. And then her and her sister back and forth trying to keep me in the rhythm, even though it wasn't working. They kept me, like, she added me back. Like, I even sent you guys a message. I'm like, if it's over, it's over. Why did you add me back? But yeah. And one of the messages I got, the last one was, hey, listen, I need peace of mind in my heart and all this stuff for about a month, because she's supposed to go back in October, a month or something. And the plan was to meet her in October there in the Philippines. She goes, just wait, and then maybe we can meet when I leave to go on holidays over there. Just put our relationship on hold. And when she said that, I know myself already, she already has a target. I've seen it developing. So she needs time to work him. She can't spend her time with me. And that's what she was doing. She was breaking things with me to get a couple days to be able to work him, which all came out the other day. But yeah.
Vinny, would you like for me to try to share some of those messages, text messages? My wife set it up here, and I'll try to pop them on. I don't remember the exact order. Go ahead, POD.
Yeah, while you're doing that, no, I'll let you finish your sentence. But while you're doing that, I just got a couple of things from the chat that
Sure.
Okay, the professor said super chat 20 USD. Sorry about that, Vinny. Treat them all like Humphrey Bogart. Treat them. You will never go wrong, bro. Mercy, sorry, I did not see you come in. I was scrolled back into the chat and I didn't see you. Got to be nice to the engineer of the show. Otherwise, I'll be in deep doo-doo, So, and then Captain says, POD, yes, true. And they also do not want you on the site platforms in case you met another Filipina. You may give her money too. Okay. Yeah. So Run Forest Run says H2H. All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, sorry for the delay. Popeye, welcome in, Popeye. So,
Man,
all right.
good to see you again. Let's try to share this. I really don't know what I'm doing here, but let's give it a shot. There we are at the bottom. This is one of I think Mercy put a couple different messages together there. If you want to just tell us kind of what those are, go ahead.
I can't see that. That's what you saw for me, Bam.
It's small for me too. POD, you got your magnifier? I thought I had
sure.
it be a little.
Which am I reading? The left side or the right side?
Whichever one. I don't know what
Okay.
order. And so.
Yeah, sorry, Mercy. I got even with you on your own show. No, it was
I just got to sign a
totally
piece of paper. I'll be right back.
Okay,
yeah, you're good.
Should I read it now or should I wait till he gets back?
go ahead and read it.
Okay.
He's
It
kinda
says
touched-
my dad calling yesterday about he's got a problem. You said you're going to help me for that, but I said, not your problem, it's mine. When you say you're going to help me, I'm happy. But I said to myself, you don't need the help and stress for it. It's my family, Vinny, not yours. Just leave it to me for now. I just want to finish my job and stop our relationship. I need to focus on my family and solve everything. Thank you for everything. Please, I need space. Let me see if I can get my magnifying glass out, read the right side for you guys.
pretty all there.
Yeah, let's see. We both have a pact with some trust issues, but we will heal each other because I know you know how this feels like me. That's one of the reasons I trust you. After I know you know the hurt. Yeah, it's hard to read, you guys. So anyway, just a bunch of ramble. But anyway,
Yeah,
can
back
I
and
just
forth.
put commentary on that real quick, Bam?
Yeah, go ahead.
Throughout everything Vinny shared with us, everything from the start to present, at present, she is placing her dice on his emotionality. All of this is to make Vinny feel guilty. Even when
Right.
she says, it's mine to do, all of mine alone, all of that, that this is because from guilt. And all of this is starting to come out, but it's also to play on Vinny's feelings.
Right.
It's I call it emotional hostage.
Right.
Being held hostage emotionally, and it sounds. I'm going to repeat that word. I'm not saying it is or was. I'm saying it sounds like Vinny was held hostage emotionally.
Right.
That's my take on it. And scammers throughout the world will do that. They'll play on your emotionality. It's called emotional scamming. That's why they name it emotional scamming. It's got its name for a reason.
Yeah, definitely. You got I think I mentioned this one earlier, but Popeye says it as well. Got taken by the milkmaid. That's where they start milking you slowly and work
Yeah.
their way up, and they're juicing you for every cent. And yeah, it's definitely that's the type of scam that I think she rolled out on you there, Vinny. It's you know, we really got to pay attention to those first little, you know, I don't really need your help, but my family needs rice.
That was one
Maybe
thing she always said. She goes, she used to always say, I don't need your money. I make my own money. This and that. Well, if you don't need my money, why are you bringing your problems to me?
exactly.
And if she don't need your money, she wouldn't keep asking you to do this or do that. And she
Yeah.
wouldn't be making you feel guilty, and trying to guilt you into doing something for her.
Yeah.
So yes,
Well, and I will say again, she didn't always ask, like so to speak.
Right.
Some of the larger amounts, yes, but for whatever her reasons were. But yeah,
no, of course not. I get it a lot. I get it a lot in my Facebook or in my TikTok, in Messenger. I get it all the time. People they hint to you. They won't come out and tell you that some of them will. Some of them are real ballsy. They'll just come right out and tell you, hey, I need money. Send me money. My dad's in the hospital. Others will hint, oh, my dad's sick. He's in the hospital. I don't know how to pay his bill, Mr. POD, like that, that's the message that I received. So, yeah, they're not directly asking me, but they indirectly are.
Yeah.
It's that's part of it. It's part of what they do.
Hey, Ronnie, if
Yeah, it was
we
very,
ask you, we'd come and ask you. We'll decide who talks up here. I'm just messing with Ronnie. Go ahead, Vinny. I'm sorry to cut you off there.
that's right. I got interrupted there in my thought process, but um, yeah, it was really weird. Like every time she'd break or run or block or hide or whatever that, she'd come back and she'd say things like, "Oh, like, well, I mean, I'd be fighting for her, obviously, because that's just what I do. I'm trying to get her back." And she'd be like, "Oh, you're right. I need to take a more mature approach to relationship, and I should say with you, so I can learn from you." Like, so she kind of stroked your ego, and just before you get punched again. It was just a messed up. I never experienced anything like this in my life. I honestly can say I never felt so alive in my life and good, and I really thought it was real ever. Like, because even in my marriage, over 20 years, I don't think I spoke to my wife as much as I talked to this girl. That's how weird it is because of the type of work I do. But I had the opportunity to speak to this girl, and it was new, and you're trying to learn everything, and yeah, it's crazy.
That is something, when you're in the LDR and you're able to talk on the phone or talk online or whatever, it is something that, you really get attached because the amount of time that you spend just just chatting, just talking, just even the nonsense, like you were saying, you took her everywhere, right? You took her when you
Mhm.
went different places, and
She
I
she
mean,
didn't even want me to go to sleep unless she could be there. I never experienced that in my life. A person wanted to watch me sleep, but she wanted to make sure there was never anyone in my house or in my bed. Or she used to get mad at, like, on my days off. And you guys are from North America, well, you guys are also, well, Will was over Wisconsin area before. Well, anyway, it snows where I live really bad. So we got like 2-3 months in the summertime. That's it. So I mean, I don't stay in my house at all. I'm outside all summer. Like, even on my days off, I'm out driving around and whatever. I do not stay in my house. And she was really offended by the fact that I'd stay in my own home. It's like she wanted to know who's in my house when I'm not there. This is weird. It's weird. She's like, "Why are you always out for coffee and driving around on your day off?" I don't know. I never
Yeah, sure.
questioned people doing the job. So it was weird. But I was putting up with a lot of
all
it 'cause
right.
I honestly loved her.
Oh, I believe it.
Definitely, it's once they get a hold of the heart and they have you buy it, it's we don't see stuff happening. We don't realize the stuff that she's asking is non-normal. It's not even for somebody that never been to our country, to question who's in your house when you're not there, and why you're drinking coffee outside your house, what's going on, you know because the Philippines, they pretty much do the same thing. They go out and they go to the coffee shop, they go to the sorry store. They're always running if they have a chance anyway. So yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody else has any questions for me. It'd be a little bit easier. I have no idea what more to say, but
Sure, no problem.
Nah,
POD, you
take
got
care.
anything?
Thank you,
Oh,
Tim
yeah.
Dizier. Not
Tim?
really questions, just comments.
Sure.
yeah.
If anybody has a specific question that you want to try to ask Finney while we got him up here, now's the time. We'll try to ask him. Um, you know, Also, if this is a scam that you've gotten before by, let us know whether you're in the comments section now or maybe later on. If you're watching this on replay, let us know in the comments. Is this something that you heard of? Is this something that is um, you know a lot of Filipinos do, or have you gotten by somebody else? Maybe a beautiful Brazilian got you with the same deal. Let us know what you think. Yeah.
I would read the comments, but it requires talking.
What? You
I'm
can't
reading a
talk?
couple of them here.
Yeah.
Sounds
You
like the
pop-
professor threw a $20 super chat. Thank you,
Thank
Professor.
you.
Another
Thank
one.
you, Professor. Appreciate that. Carmen knows everyone's address. Yeah. And hopefully, it's hopefully something comes out of this where she is stopped and we don't get her scamming other people. Um, we kind of talked about it a little bit. You know, um, what should you do? How should you play it? And because we are, you know, we all three, Vinny's going to eventually probably come to the Philippines as well. So as long as he still plans on doing that, there's limitations to what you can do and still come into the country and not have no problems, right? So with myself, I can't go blasting the Filipina. Um, you know, I, very bad for my situation. Next thing you know, they're putting me on a plane and kicking me out of this beautiful country I love so much. But if he never, okay, the Philippines is off limits, I'm never going to come, then he could be putting her face out there and do all that stuff. But, Vinny, would you say, as far as Filipinas in general, has this ruined Filipinas for you, or are you still interested in the Filipina as a potential wife for you later on, or
I, I'm,
girlfriend? Or
I'm definitely still interested in the Filipino. I don't believe that everyone's bad. I don't. I'm not that type of guy. In fact, I'm probably too naive,
Right.
like I said. But right now, do I have a bad taste in my mouth? Oh yeah, it's not good. But I still plan on moving there, and I need to retire. I want to be somewhere where I find the women attractive, and you know, it's warm.
Yeah, not all Filipinas are that way. I mean, we talked earlier on Bill Riley's show. Um, there's foreign men that scam Filipino women. It happens all the time. Scam them in a different way. Don't necessarily, uh, you
sure.
know, hit them for big bucks, but uh, you know, there, there's a lot of them that take advantage of poor Filipinas. So yeah, that street runs both ways, and we're all smart enough. Everybody here and everybody watching this is smart enough to understand that not all people are like that. It's a small percentage. And
Yeah.
if one American scams a Filipina, I wouldn't want everybody to think that I'm that way or Riley's that way or Vinny or you guys, because that wouldn't be fair. We're all different. We're all different.
I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe there's something wrong with me, man. But I still feel bad for her future. She had a
Sure.
chance to make her life different,
Oh yeah.
But
and had that been real,
you know what else though? Since she was in the dark with you for a lot of things, let's be honest about what her situation could have been. She could have already been married. She could have already had one of those brothers be her husband, and it could have been, her husband is with the kids and she's milking guys for milking cookies.
yeah.
And, you just don't know what the situation is. And um, I've seen it happen to many a guy where, they think this Filipina is the one, but no, that's my brother that's walking in the background. That's my cousin, whatever. And find out later, no, that's the husband that's been running around on video without in his underwear this whole time, and he thought it was a relative. So kind of happens.
Welcome in, Bill Aswang. Welcome to Check Out the Rileys. And Bill said, Vinny, don't give up. His first Filipina ghosted him. Then after he found the right one, he got married. And then the ghost tried coming back again, and he blocked her real quick.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely. And How to Hawaiian said, Vinny, and I agree with this. Wait till you get here. You know, you'll find the right one when you get here. I would use this time to kind of heal yourself, you know, let those wounds heal. And when you come over, I guarantee you're going to find the right one when you get here.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt about it.
They're going to be all knocking at your gate.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Hi, yo. They'll be out there. Hi, yo.
I just gotta get it out of my head.
Yeah. Okay. Take your time. Don't run. Don't rush into something else. You know, don't get that rebound one. You know,
No.
but still, you know, the ladies are beautiful. They're nice to talk to. You know, don't shut them all down. Talk to some of them, and you're a single man, so be single and talk to who you want to talk to, and don't let any back guilt that she had put on you. Don't let that affect your future. You know what I'm saying, my friend?
No,
Here's the
I
bright
mean,
side.
I tried to do the right thing. Like I said, I went into an older chat room yesterday, and she come in under a fake name and said that I'm everything under the sun and a liar and all this stuff. And I just kind of sat there. I didn't say much because I wasn't going to give her the justification of my words, you know. And the people that were in the room that were older, that were more intelligent, shut her down and told her to leave. So I was appreciative of that.
Okay, Nils.
Because I don't want to say bad, even though I'd like to say bad.
Jack Redmond puts it into perspective. Sure, nobody likes losing money, but like you said, it's not so much the money. You feel emotionally betrayed. You invested yourself emotionally into this girl, and that's the hard part. That's where the wound is. But Jack Redmond brings up a good point. Just be happy, Vinny, you didn't buy her a house, because some Westerners have done that. You know,
Many
yeah,
have.
yes,
For
they
the
have. And they were, after buying her the house, they were shown the door.
Yeah, gone.
It's sad,
Crazy.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're gonna find yourself a wonderful, traditional Filipina when you get here. There is no doubt about it. You're gonna heal, and yeah, you're. This is gonna be an afterthought. You trust me. You won't even think about this anymore when you find the right one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wonderful Filipinas, and that's why Western men, men from around the world, love having a Filipina as a wife, because there are so many wonderful qualities and the tradition, and the culture of a Filipina, a traditional Filipina girl,
I know.
and there's a bucket full of them.
I know finding another one is not going to be hard. I mean, even her friends that they're giving her the dumb advice that she's been following and all that are in my DMs. They're direct messaging me. They're asking me, is it done? They're all. I have lots of options, lots in the last week. Like it's insane the amount of women that have come out of the woodwork to tell me what she's about, or whether they like her or not, or if it's over. They want to know. But it's just I never focused on that. I was focused on her. So it's kind of screwed. And she has a look that I want. And I don't know. I don't know if I find that again, but hopefully I will.
Ronnie wants to know, how much time did you invest in this girl?
How much time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have you known her? How long has this been going on? You know?
I'll say 6-7 months with a minimum of 8 hours a day on the phone.
Hmm.
It's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like a lot, but when you think about the phone time, it's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I was doing 100 gigs of data a month, easy,
Wow.
on my phone, and 175, I think, on my home Wi-Fi. So I had a lot of time and energy and put into this girl.
Yeah. I wouldn't even I'm trying to stop short of advising you because you're a grown man. But if it happened to me, I would be gun shy, of course, because now let's say another girl comes along on the internet, I'll always wonder in the back of my mind, and I'm not being paranoid now. Now I'm cautious, so I'm going to be wondering, okay, is this girl? Did she send that girl over to continue the scam? We don't know.
That's
You won't.
and it's funny you say that, POD, because she was in a live yesterday, and I was there. She's not smart to pick up. I was there. She was talking to 4 women. 2 of them were already in North America. 2 of them were back in the Philippines. And the one even said, "Do you want me to go to his Facebook and hook up with him? You know, flirt with him and stuff to see if where she could go with it." And I'm like, "You now, yeah, I am worried. I am worried because I know I've got a lot of people adding me for no reason. So it's kind of, you know." And then the other thing I worry about too now is, like you said, you're gun shy, but at the same time, my way of being a woman, it's hard for me to change. It's the way I am. It's the way I'm built. We're old school. You know what I mean? Bill, like you open the door, you buy foods, you know what I mean? So now I have to restrict myself because of some of that screwed it up for everybody else. I have to restrict the way I want to treat a woman to court her or whatever, you know what I mean? To do what I want to do. Because some girl decided to take advantage of it, and now I gotta basically be like, don't get nothing from me. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. The professor is saying not Humphrey Bogart, movie called The Big Sleep. There's a bunch of good pointers in there. Jack says, so you were up all night with her with the time difference?
Yeah, I work nights, so our schedules actually match. I just flipped them because she wanted me to change it, and I kind of wanted to change it so we could get like different times, so maybe I could get an hour or 2 by myself there somewhere. And as soon as I switched it all over, it falling apart. So now I'm on day shift for the first time in 30 years.
Wow.
Well, if she was planning on kicking you to the side, so that might have been played right into her to her court, right? Get you off the same schedule as her, so you won't be watching her or contacting her at the same time, right?
Yep.
Welcome back, Chelda. I would just park the whole LDR thing. I would just park the whole LDR, be done with it, wait till you come over, and use this time when you get on TikTok or social media, just have fun, and just wait till you get over here, because I guarantee you, it's not going to be long before somebody catches your eye and your attention over here.
Oh yeah. You but Vinny, if you ever feel the need to buy some diapers or anything, my kid is my youngest is 9. He needs some diapers, bro.
Yeah.
9, he needs diapers.
He needs some diapers now. I think he's about to turn 9. He needs some rice.
And if any of y'all want to throw your money away, you can just dump it into Riley's PayPal. I mean, and he's not even going to scam you. He'll just tell you right straight out. Yeah, just dump it there. He'll make do with it. He'll buy baby formula for his.
Yeah.
How old is your kid? Your youngest?
Well, my youngest is about to turn 9, so you know
Yeah.
he
Baby
needs
formula.
a baby for.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, be careful. Yeah. Can
Yeah.
I interject on here so Vinny don't feel so alone?
Yeah, go ahead, Peter.
I got scammed too. Long time ago by a Filipina. Yeah. Many years ago before I moved to the Philippines. Yeah, I was talking to a Filipina online. And long and short, she scammed me for money. I hired somebody from the Philippines to go investigate her. She never existed. She didn't live in the province that she said she was from. She didn't work at the job that she said she was working at. There was no hide or hair of her. You know, she didn't exist. But they did catch her on other dating apps. In there. So anyway, it can happen to the best of people. If you got a good heart, and it's something that that you really want. I got tired of American women. After my divorce, I did not want to have anything to do with dating another American woman. And when I was here in the late 1980s in the Marine Corps, it opened my eyes to the culture and to the beautiful girls that were over here. So yeah, POD got the hose too. It happens.
I just want to point out something to anybody that knows anything about this young man right here. See what he wrote? Be careful of that TikTok. Hmm. Hmm. Now, where did
Ronnie,
you meet your wife at? Where did you meet your wife at? H2H.
what was his name? Ronnie, look up here. It was a joke. My
Yeah.
God.
Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for. Oh, that was H2H said that one. What was his
No,
name?
yeah, no, that's different.
Oh,
This
this
is
one.
different. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No problem. BT, what's up, BT? Welcome in, welcome in. Did we get everybody that came in? Yeah.
think I
Said
did.
hello to everybody. Yeah.
Everybody except
193,931
Filipino
updated.
with attitude.
Yeah.
That
It's
was an
okay.
accident, though.
She was running around, so no problem.
I had my chat forwarded, and didn't see it.
Well, Vinny, is there anything else that you want to share about your experience? Anything for the next guy that is talking to someone, things don't feel right, but she's twisting, she's really twisting them. What do you have any advice for that person or any words of wisdom, if you will?
Don't forget to use your brain. Just
Yeah.
make sure your brain's always forward of your heart. Unfortunately, that's the route I think you have to take now, and try to meet them before you put any money towards it. I think that's the only thing I can think of. I mean, in my head, I still hope in my heart that she didn't scam. Maybe I misperceived everything. I really do. But I think people need to know what I experienced. That's all. I feel very, very bad for her. I mean, I have in my head something, like I said, it makes me sound bad, but I mean, she's gonna get the life she ended up with. She had a chance. She had 3 kids, no marriage, working abroad for the first time, lots of problems, stress, anxiety, everything, and I was willing to take it all away. And she's gonna get what she deserves. And if she thinks another North American's gonna come over and pluck her out of a pile of 34 million single moms or whatever it is now, with 3 kids, I don't know. She might get lucky. She might. She's beautiful, but I don't like her odds. And I feel bad for her because she had the chance to change her life and her children's lives in the cycle of things. So,
Yeah.
but it's not my business anymore, I guess.
BT, Semper Fi, bro. And BT, just real quick. BT, where did I block you at? Where did I block you at? I'm totally dumbfounded up here. I never knew I did.
Is that when you switched Facebook?
Are you talking about Facebook? Because I have a new Facebook account. I had to, just real quick. I was getting a lot of Filipinas coming over to my Facebook from my social media, asking me for money. You know, so it was just a mess. So I had to shut that down, and I started a new Facebook. A lot of people thought I blocked them, but I didn't. You know.
Well, POD, I'm going to need a few bucks to buy some diapers for Bam.
Hey, no problem. Them's be some big diapers. Yeah,
Yes.
BT. No, BT. I didn't block you, bro. No. It's just a. It's just that I changed. What do you call it? Facebook account.
Facebook. Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully this doesn't get too loud. I'm going to have to start driving now there, Bam, for a bit. Hopefully it doesn't get too loud.
I'm just going to let you go, and we appreciate you being up here. And I know you got to get back at it and stuff. And we've already been at this hour and a half, and we're just going to take some comments from the crowd that's in here. But I was going to let you get out of here so you can get back at it. It doesn't look like we're getting a lot of questions, but if there is a question that anybody has later on, we are in contact with Vinny. Um, contact us, and we'll definitely try to ask him for you, that kind of thing. Just leave a comment here in the video. Maybe Vinny can come back and check through the comments sometime. So. Well, we appreciate you again, Vinny. I know it wasn't easy to come up and tell a story like this, and we definitely appreciate you. Appreciate your time and your effort that you're putting into this. And from everything that I've seen, I have to agree with you. Again, we gave every opportunity for the young lady to be able to share her side, because there is multiple sides like we talked about earlier. So
Yep.
we've given every opportunity. So,
Right.
but thanks again, Vinny. Thank you for your time. And man, we all just wish you the best, and your future is bright. And if you decide to be with a Filipina, may God lead you to the right one, like that song "Broken Road," right? God bless the broken road.
Bam's
So
No worries, Bam. I already spoke to your wife about coming maybe in January.
Bam's pretty good with the hookups. He's got some married off already, and we've got some really nice friends here in Davao City that would make a wonderful wife for a good guy like you. You know, I admire your courage to come up, Vinny, and and tell your story. And I do want to say, for the record, at no point in this broadcast did we say or identify the young lady's name. Her name was never mentioned at all. So just wanted to put that on record. Hey, Hopster. So anyway.
yeah.
Someone. Oh, we can't go back in the chat. I guess not.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'll
it's
just scroll back up.
Yeah. Yeah, we got different people coming in. The Hapsters, what's happening? Good to see you, Ronnie. Yeah, and everybody will have different opinions about different things, and where he might have did something different, all that stuff, and it's all good. That's we're all different people, so we all have different viewpoints and stuff. But But Vinny, I'll go ahead and let you go. Thanks again. We appreciate you. Thank you for your
Thank you,
time,
Vinny.
brother. We'll see you next
Thank you,
time.
Bam. Thanks, BOD. Thanks for having me.
You bet.
Best wishes,
Keep in
bro.
touch, Vinny.
For sure.
Yes.
You know, he got raped. But you know, it's like Jack Redmond in the stream said, thank the Lord that you know he didn't buy the young lady a house, you know.
Right, right.
Could have been worse.
Yeah.
The damage could have been worse. So like Vinny says, it's not so much the money, it's the emotional loss, you know, investing yourself in somebody for so long and thinking that you found the one, you
Right.
know. Yeah, it's a big disappointment.
Definitely. You know, it's we all fall for different things over the years. You know what? The different things that come out and get us, whether it's maybe it's a car, maybe it's a piece of property, maybe it's one of those um, get rich quick schemes or something
Mm.
along those lines. You know, we all fall for different things. Hey, no problem. The Hasters, I appreciate you swinging by when you woke up. Thank you. Yeah, it
My
was
my new Facebook account. That's my new Facebook account. So BT, I know that you were asking. I don't hesitate to show that because I can either accept somebody or not.
right.
So there it is right there. So anyway.
She's waking up again, huh? But but yeah, we all fall for different things throughout the years, and sometimes as we we're in the market for something, then um we'll fall for this or fall for that, and yeah, I fall for a cheeseburger. That sounds pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I think I got some fresh lumpia waiting in there for me when I get out of here. So that that's prompting. I think maybe it's for tomorrow. I don't know. But POD, would you like to add anything else to the topic or to the conversation? Or
Well, I think we kind of, you know, covered the bases on that. You know, it's unfortunate that these things happen, but you know, when they do, they educate us.
right,
We learn from it, you know, from all of our mistakes. At least we should, right? I'm sure Vinny won't repeat the same mistake, and I certainly didn't when it happened to me years ago. So you wisen up. You know, you got to apply the heartbreaks and engage the brain. You know, when you go through these things, and you know, I do want to say too that you know, Filipina in a normal relationship. I'm not talking about scamming right now, but I think that in the Filipino culture, it's really difficult for Filipinas. They put the family. The family tradition is from childbirth. You know, they're raised. You know, you got to be married. You know, and you got to be married. Got to have a husband and a baby by 30 years old. If you're not married and you don't have a baby by 30 years old, you miss the 310 train, you know, so to speak. There's a lot of Filipinos that have that pressure on them, you know, that might make them feel as though that we as foreigners might view them as being desperate,
sure.
you know, but we don't live a life in their shoes, you know. So you know, try not to judge them harshly because you know there's a lot of really super nice Filipinas that are very deserving of a guy like Vinny,
Right.
you know, and he's going to be happy. He'll go through his healing like just like anybody else would, you know, and he'll come out smarter and stronger from it, and when he gets there, I guarantee you, he's not going to be off the plane very long, and he go through the mall. Then he's going to walk through SM Mall here, and he's going to fall in love 100 times before he goes home. The Filipino woman is so beautiful. The traditional girl is amazing. Their strong family values, the Christianity that they carry with them, their upbringing. They make wonderful wives. So don't let a small percentile, uh, you know, ruin the batch, if you will, because it's not fair to the good girls that are here. That's all I got. Just be open minded and don't judge people. They're not all the same.
Very, very true. Like to welcome in Mike. Welcome in, Mike. It's good to see
Hey,
you in
hey,
here.
hi, Mike.
Yeah,
That's all
yeah.
I.
Thank you very much. And BT said he's going to talk to us about some TikTok and face or TikTok. I know he said, but yeah, it's not letting me scroll back for some reason. But get with us, BT. POD is at Philippines on Demand on TikTok as well as YouTube, and same thing with myself. Um, check us out. Especially if you like those shake it videos. We both love doing those, um, especially with our shirts off. We really like shake it videos.
Mm, Shake it, shake it, shake it. I see the one that you wanted. Bam. BT says I was going to ask you about your ventures on TikTok or Facebook, some marketing things. I was hoping you could help me with there. Anyhow,
Yeah,
talk about it when you get a chance.
yeah.
Totally cool. Absolutely.
Yeah, just hit us up in the messenger. You got my BAM account. BAM, check out the Rileys is my Facebook, and then POD just gave his Facebook as well. So yeah,
Welcome, J3.
yeah.
Scotty
That
B. You're funny.
yeah, J3. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with my chat is messing up for some reason.
Yeah, Chelda, you don't have to convince us of that. We're old enough and mature enough to understand not all Filipinos are that way. We've
Yeah,
said that numerous times throughout the show. So
yeah.
yeah,
And we wouldn't be married to Filipinas. Both of us up here is married and living in the Philippines, both of us. So yeah,
yeah,
we got you. We got you.
yeah. No worries. No
No
worries.
problem. I think it's even here in the. We are not bashing off Filipinas. Look at that. Look at there. I put it in the little. I
That's
don't know what
right.
you call that.
The
Time.
ticker.
Time ticker. Yeah.
The ticker.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys all for being here. We are running different series here. In case you guys don't know, here on Check Out the Rileys, Mercy's doing a series called uh, Another Filipina, where she's introducing single Filipinas to everybody in the world. So if you guys know somebody that is looking for a single Filipina and want to watch one of their interviews, they've been very entertaining and um, very awesome. I mean, so far the girls that she's had on here, all of them have been different. All of them have different stories and different situations that they've been through, and maybe one of them is right for somebody or if you're watching this video later, maybe it's the one you've been looking for. Their contact information they tell right there in the in the video how you can reach them, and all you got to do is watch it and listen, and next thing you know, you might be on a plane headed over to the Philippines. You never know, huh? So,
Shobi Chapa from the chat. Bam already commented on this, but just to drive it home, um, Shobi Chapa said, or asking, can you guess the girl to explain her side?
yeah. Yeah, we have reached out and contacted the young lady that's the other side of this story. Um, we've we've tried to offer her a private show where she's going to be the only one up here. It would be my wife interviewing her, and that way it's not like a couple of Americans are attacking her or anything like that. Let her tell her side of the story. Um, we've reached out to her, we've contacted her, I've spoken with her, and she is not interested at this point as far as today. Now tomorrow, uh, to be honest with you guys, I think she's watching this. She knows about this. She knows I was planning to do this. So I believe she's commented in the chat already. And also I believe she's watching this. And again, I'm reaching out to you. If you like to tell your side, your story, my wife is happy to talk to you and be one on one. She's gonna ask you those questions, all that good stuff. If you like to give your side of it, if not, you know, we only have one side to go on, and you know, what more can we say about that? It's
Yeah.
you know,
Big
Ken,
Bear and Ken Unger, welcome.
yeah, Big Bear. I hadn't seen Big Bear in a while. What's going on, Big Bear? Yeah,
Yeah. What's that,
you guys.
Scotty B? BOD? Did you mention the BAM Lions beat the Colts a couple of weeks ago? Yeah, I did. But I did, Scotty, but I didn't hold a parade because it was their scrubs against our scrubs. So,
Yeah. I told him he needed to go ahead and celebrate that one because that might be
oh
the
my
only
God.
thing worth celebrating this season.
Mm.
But you know.
Ow!
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. So, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Scammers don't usually tell their side of the story. They'll put their face out there, and I believe too, if Vinny was in the wrong, um, definitely, he would have had, he would have been trying to cover up stuff. He sent me so many text messages and showed me. I seen a lot of information, you guys. I just didn't put it all out there. You see, I try to pull it up and it's kind of small, so I didn't try to kill us all with the small text. So yeah, yeah,
Oh, so Alone is in the chat, and it
yeah.
could be her.
Yeah, I believe this may be
Be her.
the person that we were talking about. Yeah, not all perfect words, but listening. One side is not the other. Yeah, you're right. And again, we'll give you opportunity to come up and to talk to us. And you know, it doesn't have to be a one-sided story here. It can be we can hear everybody's version of the story and how things happen. But if you want to not show your face and not tell your story, it's okay. It looks the way it looks, right? So if you want to come up, show your face, tell the story, maybe we see it differently. But right now, it's the way it is, right?
Yeah. Well, and if it is her, regardless, maybe it's not, maybe it is, maybe she's watching on playback. But you can go to bed alone at night, rest comfortably, knowing that we didn't mention your name, and we could have. Some
Yeah.
would probably say we should have, but we didn't out of respect. We don't want to, as wrong as it may appear to be, and the evidence looks pretty overwhelming, okay, that you didn't treat this man appropriately. If you're watching the show, you know, you didn't, it's obvious you didn't treat this man appropriately. Bam and Mercy giving you an opportunity to come on, tell your side of it. But I also agree with Jack Redman. Guilty people, if they're guilty, and if they are in fact a scammer, they're not going to come on and reveal their identity. They're
Right.
just not going to do it. So we went easy on the young lady. We didn't throw her under the bus. So rest
Yeah.
comfortably at night knowing your name was protected.
Yep. And also, if what they do to scam you, the scam that he fell for is nothing new. It's not
Yeah.
it's not a scam that this person created. It's not. It's a scam that's been out there for years and years, and people been playing it different ways, different rolling the dice differently these over the years, especially since the internet's out. I mean, I imagine back in the day, pen to paper, writing letters, scamming people that way, sending a little slinky picture of themselves. I mean, that was probably happened way back in the day, right? In the 80s and
Photo
stuff.
and video blackmail.
Right. So there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, she didn't create the game. The game has
Right.
been around a long time. It's like baseball. It just evolves and gets better over the years.
There you go. Yeah, it's some people too, in the chat there we're talking different people, kind of giving up on finding certain ones, and they are out there. Don't let one person, just like this person that Vinny got a hold of. This should not deter anyone from finding the right one. The right one, you're gonna know something's different. It's not just gonna tickle you in your underwear. It's gonna tickle you in your brain. It's gonna
Mhm.
tickle the heart as well. And she's not gonna be asking for these things. She's not gonna need this and that. Remember, they lived before they spoke to you.
Mhm.
So if all suddenly they can no longer live, hey, run, 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 run. It's not you're not missing anything. There's another one out there that is not going to do you like that. So
Yeah. H2H does bring up a good point. He said it is entirely possible that it didn't start out as a scam.
right,
You know,
yeah,
that's why it would be great to have the young lady come up and and talk. And if she wanted to, she can talk to Mercy.
yep.
So she feels more comfortable.
But
But
that's the way I'd prefer it anyways because of you know I don't want to lose it on somebody if you know I don't want to say the wrong thing, right? So it'd be better off she talked to Merce and I'll just be in the chat.
How to Hawaiian, like scratching his head, like uh, tickle you in your underwear. I don't know. Bam does do some fun stuff. Oh,
That's right, alone. A lot of
That's
foreigners are just out for the fun. That's it. They
That's
just
right.
want they only want the nudie talk, the dirty talk. Yeah, it's
You-
that's 100%.
Yeah, I agree with Alone on that one too. That's very true. We said earlier that street runs both ways. There's a lot of foreigners that come over here and they take advantage of these young Filipinas, and they come over here on their tour. You know what I'm talking about, their little tour,
Yeah.
and then they have their fill of fun, and then they go back to their wives, wherever they came from, or their girlfriend or their lives, at very least. So it is a shame, Alone. I do agree with you. It does happen. And there are a lot of foreigners that will take advantage of a Filipina because they know that they come across as, and I hate to use the word, but I'm going to, they come across as needy and desperate. So a lot of these foreigners will target that type of girl and they will take advantage of her, you know, and unfortunately break a good girl's heart and then go back abroad, go back home like nothing has ever happened. And that is something that sets a fire in the bellies of myself and Bam, because we live here and we are married to wonderful Filipinas, and we're a bit protective of people here. So yes, it happens, and it's unfortunate that people all around the world feel the need to do that to one another. Um, but it's not a perfect world. We just have to be smart. We need to wisen up and engage our brain and put the brake on the heart a little bit.
Yeah, the Halfsters. We started off tonight. We talked about the dual scam, and also this morning we talked back and forth about different scams. So we talked about the foreigner scams, the scams that Filipinos run, and then there's scams where they're pretending, different people from different countries are even involved in the triangle scam where they're using pictures for this country to that country, and you're not talking to nobody from the country you think you're talking to, and they're scamming. So yeah,
Yeah,
we talked all about the different types of scams, so we know it's definitely not just the Filipinas situation.
right.
We talked about that. One thing for Bear, my Bam is yes, that's what I go by now on most platforms. But Bam, check out the Rileys, just like I got it written here. That's how you're gonna find me. Bam, check out the Rileys. That's my Facebook now. So I got I kept getting banned on the other one, so I just started a new one.
You bad boy. You're such a
Yeah.
bad boy, Billy. Oh,
And yes, H2H did find the one. He gave up on looking and found the one. So yeah,
and he
she's
got a
awesome.
good one. She
Yeah.
is. My
So
wife likes her a lot.
so does mine, and yeah, she stayed here for a period of time, and we hated seeing her go because she's that nice, even though she liked Jolly Bees more than I do.
Yeah. The Hopster says, and remember, those who sit behind a computer in their parents' basement, promising these poor ladies of love and sending a few dollars here and there. Yeah. Just
Right.
enough to keep them on the end of the fishing pole. And you know what's really bad about that? The false hope. The
Right.
false hope that they strip away from these girls, and it's disgusting. I don't even want to get into that because it'll make me red hot mad. That's my hot button here. And when I see foreigners over here playing games like that, it's my hot button. And I
Right.
won't say anymore because I'm just going to work myself up into a tizzy. You know, it really ticks me off to no end.
Yeah, POD, please. No panties in a bunch up on the panel today. Don't get them all up in there.
Oh gosh. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's definitely, I've doing TikTok and being on my wife's channel there. We do a lot of TikTok advice. We talk to a lot of Filipinas, and over the time, some of these Filipinas have told me stories and stuff that are just shocking. Uh, some of the stuff that they fall for, and telling them, um, you do understand that the guy is just scamming you for your time, scamming
Mhm.
you. You're getting scammed. He might not be taking money from you, but he's scamming you out of years of your life. Talked to one young lady. She spent 6 years waiting for her boyfriend to come to the Philippines, and this is 5.5 years before the pandemic hit. You know, 6 years deep into it, and finally, I got her to realize what the situation was. He still didn't have a passport. He still didn't have a full time job, if not three jobs, trying to get over here to the Philippines to see her. Um, there was no changing in what this person was doing. He played his video games, worked his 20-hour a week job. He never committed to the relationship. He liked saying he had a girlfriend. He liked video chatting, wasting her time, but there was never a real sense of urgency in his step to make it over here to do what is the right thing when you're in a relationship. So, you know, she was scammed out of years of her life,
Yeah.
She's not making that up. She didn't get those 6 years back. But
Yeah.
luckily she woke up to, this is enough. This ends here. You're not serious. I need to move on. So
Yeah. About 6 years ago, um, a friend of my wife's, um, she was OJTing at this place where my wife worked, and this lady was doing an LDR with an American guy, and she showed me a picture of him. Right away, I was able to identify that he had prison tattoos. Now, anybody that's worked in a prison for a long period of time can easily identify a prison tat. So I told her that's a prison tat. He was incarcerated before. And she got mad at me, and I advised her to end it. She blocked me. She blocked me. About a year later, she unblocked me, came back to me, and said she found out the truth. She found out the information, and that he was, in fact, in prison before. Now, the other thing is that he all of a sudden apparently got a phone call while he was over here, and he had to go. He had to immediately fly back to the US because he was needed at work. No, he wasn't needed at work. He was needed in some other community in the Philippines to continue his fun tour, you know? So you can advise people and try to guide people all you want, you know. But I heard a YouTuber say, and I'm going to steal what she said because it's perfect. She said, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it think.
right.
I thought that was classic.
Yeah. Professor is showing off his lovely lady there. Well, I wish I could bring her up further, but there you go. Everybody be jealous. Yeah, she's definitely a keeper there, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely Big Bear. Yep, we know your story, and we tried to help in that situation, but you can only help the if somebody wants it, and that situation was a bad situation. Glad you're out of it. Maybe you've learned, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. And next time you come over, you're coming over for the right one. Again, not not to plug our channel or nothing. Yeah, let me plug our channel.
Plug
We're
it.
doing it. Yeah, that's what
Here,
we're
let me plug it.
doing. Uh,
Go ahead. man.
my wife is doing interviews currently with single Filipinas that showing the different Filipinas. Remember, Filipinas are different. Just like back in America, somebody from New York acts different from somebody in Kentucky. Somebody in California is not going to act like somebody in Wisconsin. There's so much difference in, the culture here, just like it is in America. There's so many different characteristics and stuff. So my wife is interviewing these different Filipinas, really showing what it's like for different areas and different culture. Um, maybe you see one there that you like, one that you want to talk to, one that tickles you in the underwear and in the mind again, and makes you want to reach out and talk to her. So definitely, there is a place that we ask questions. People in the stream also ask questions. Pod's been to every show asking all the rough questions. He's putting them, turning up the heat a little bit. But anyways, we've met all different types of Filipinas, and
Yeah.
they're not all the same. So go check them out. Check out the different ones. I think we got about 11 or 12 girls on there so far, and we got some more girls lined up. They're coming. She's going to continue this series, and we're even trying to expand it a little bit. But for now, it's the Filipinas, and hopefully in the future we expand it outside of that. So um, check us out.
Bam,
Uh,
Bam, we can talk a little bit longer here, can't we? I love it. Everybody's here, enjoying themselves. Let me just say this about Vinny. I think that this really reflects a lot on Vinny's personality and his character. When Vinny actually communicated to us how he felt as though he was scammed. Okay, it's in his perspective that he felt as though he was scammed. Having been through that and all the emotional hurt, he still emphasized, had empathy for the young lady, and said, "I feel sorry for her." You know, so when somebody can kind of emotionally slap you around the way Vinny was emotionally slapped around. Forget about the finances. That stuff can be replaced, you know, but it's the real mark is left inside, and that'll take some time to heal. But he was still able to say, I feel sorry for her. You know, he's showing compassion, you know. So anybody that's watching this, if you have done wrong by somebody, and if you intentionally tried to separate somebody from their money or whatever the case, rethink what you're doing, because you're leaving emotional damage. And you foreign men that want to come over here and just play games, my advice to you is unpack, just stay home. That's all I got.
yeah. A very good POD. Remember, everybody, go check out Philippines on Demand. If you're not already connected with them, there he is, Philippines on Demand on YouTube, and he likes to shake it over there on TikTok. Same
I
name.
I don't shake it. Oh my god, you're killing me. You're killing my reputation.
If they would come by your channel thinking you really shake it, and where's
Ma'am,
the
if I was to turn my back to the camera and shake it, the viewers would think we had a brownout. You know,
So,
plain and simple. So anyway,
yeah.
thank you, Professor. Thank you for your generosity during the show. We appreciate it.
Yeah, it's always interesting to hear the different stories though. So I was so appreciative when Vinny actually um agreed to do this because I'll be honest with you. If I got taken, I don't know if I'd have been ready to share it out to the world. I mean, it's kind of hard, to admit, hey, I was thinking with something else other than my brain, and sometimes it's kind of embarrassing to, especially if you're a masculine man and you get that pride going too, and next thing you know, it's you're getting slapped around and you're dishing out money to people you have no idea who they are. Imagine his situation where he got trapped inside of a family chat where they're all coming at him. I mean, I can't even imagine. I mean, yeah, I can't even imagine.
Welcome, Kevin Kennedy. So yeah,
Hey,
yeah, it's unfortunate that some, people feel the need to do that to other human beings. But we do not live in a perfect world. Does that make it right? No, obviously it doesn't. Treat people like, yeah, the old saying goes, how you want to be treated. And one of the things that I've learned over the course of my life, and I don't always hit the mark, you know, because if anybody's imperfect, you're looking at them right now. Um, when I was
pretty much.
younger, I was kind of like, fast moving and kind of sassy, especially when I went in the Marine Corps, but as I aged, as I become older and where I'm at now, it's really more important than being right. It's more important to me to try to leave people better than what I found them. And do I always hit the mark on that? No, absolutely not. I don't. But it is a goal, and it starts with my wife, you know. And I'm not a like I don't know the Bible like a lot of people do. But my God is in my heart. I don't go to a building to worship God because I don't believe he's can be just found at that building. He's inside of me, you know, and I believe in him in my own way, So, he's the one. If I can go to bed at night and win the day, I'll never know if I pleased him that day. But the most important thing is if you feel as though that you've done right, if you go to bed, put your shoes under your bed at night, feeling as though, you know what? Yeah, I had a good day today. Chances are you probably did.
Right.
Great show, Riley. I loved it. I can't thank you enough for bringing me up, and I love Mercy's shows. She's knocking it out of the park.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yes, and thank you for co-hosting this. Help me put it together. It's you guys don't know. Sometimes when you got a show like this, it takes a lot to get it to come together, and it's not just what you see here at Showtime. You gotta put in that effort, and can't thank you enough, brother Pod, for
You're welcome.
putting in the work it took to make this happen, and look
And
forward
everybody
to.
in the chat, everybody there in the chat.
Thank you guys for coming and making this enjoyable this evening, or morning wherever you are, or real early morning over there in Hawaii. I know it's a crazy, crazy morning time there.
Yeah. All
So
right, Bam. I think they're tired of looking at my face. I'm going to drop down. I'm going to eat a salad, and I'm got a date with TikTok.
talking. All right, everybody.
See you,
You heard
everybody.
it.
Take good
I'll
care.
see you later.
Bye.
Tic Tac.
Bye, everybody.
All right, we'll see you next time, Pod. Oh man, that just got better looking all suddenly. Did I say that out loud? Yeah. But yes, thank you guys for 5 a.m. Yeah. 5 a.m. Whoa. Yeah. I know how slow I am at 5 a.m., so I can't imagine. But thank you for coming in and catching the show and participating in it. Um, yeah, good night, everybody. Yeah, thank you guys again for hanging out with us. We got more shows coming up. Mercy is on the roll of doing topics, and she's doing her Filipina series. So there's another series, like I said, that we're trying to pull together, but it hasn't blossomed yet. But as soon as it does, we'll throw out the shows there. So I was glad I was able to get one in here. Uh, but my wife is definitely the star of the channel. I already know. I just try to ride on her coattails. So, but thank you guys for coming, hanging out with us, and I don't know what we got coming up later, but be on the lookout, everybody. I think Songs for Anna is on. If anybody wants to head over that way, that's probably where I'll be once I get this all closed down. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Y'all join me tonight. Oh, there you go. Uh, the Hapsters has a show coming up. Is it also a video premiere? I think she got a premiere maybe. She usually does premiere and then show. So go check out the Hapsters. Big Bear, I'm gonna go over songs for Anna, songs from Anna. So, yeah, I'm saying her name wrong. Let me tell you what it is. It should be right here anywhere. I don't know why it's not popping up. First, when you talk about something, it's not going to pop up like you want it to. There she is. There she is. Songs for Anna, are you still on, or was that a premiere that you were at? Songs for Anna. There she is. You guys go connect with her if you don't know her already. Okay, so you guys go over to her live stream. And hey, if you're blessed, you'll really get to hear her sing. She knows what she's doing, unlike me. If I start singing, everybody's gonna start drumming. So, all right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here again. Yes, premiere and live stream tonight at the Habsters or later on today. It'll be my probably mid morning. So, all right. Thank you. Thank you for being here again. Till next time, everybody. Bye, Kevin. Bye, Kevin.